All right, good morning, people. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, guys. Let me just make sure you guys can hear me all loud and clear. Welcome back, everyone. Happy Monday. Happy Monday, everyone. Hope everyone had a good weekend. Gold is on the crazy run this morning. An absolutely huge run here on gold this morning. Audio and video good. Awesome. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. Welcome back, everyone. If anyone's new here, my name is Aaron, also known as Aaron Trades. I've been trading for about 7 years, mainly focusing on gold futures here in the European session. So yeah, we're into a new week, guys. New month as well. Brand new month into June, and gold is already having some incredible volume here this morning. An absolutely huge push again, coming, same as last week, coming very, very early in the day. Since 4:30 London time, gold has already moved 365 ticks, which is huge, absolutely massive. So we'll have a look at gold, guys. We'll break down some other markets as well. Have a look at what key news we have this week, because we do have a lot. We've also got NFP on Friday, so we have a lot of news this week for the US dollar. But yeah, hope everyone had a great May. Hope everyone had a good weekend. Ready for another good week in the markets. I would love to be in this gold position, but unfortunately I am not. I did take a very small scalp pre-London at about 5:30. I took some nice buys into this liquidity level here. I got long from somewhere around here. I took this for a very quick little scalp into these highs. Before then, unfortunately, probably should have held some runners, because gold has been having a huge run here this morning. An absolutely huge run. Let me just see. Yeah, like I say, this is a monster of a push. This was actually the push that I was looking for on Friday. If you guys remember on our London stream on Friday, when we were, where were we? We were all the way back here. We were speaking about on Friday, this 4-hour grab in the lows for price to come up and grab these 4-hour highs. You pretty much did. You came up, you tapped into them 4-hour highs, and then you ended up selling off. You held 3,300 again, and now you've just filled this entire 500 tick range. Which has been, huge. So let's have a look a bit of a top down here, guys. Last month, very rarely do I look at the monthly candle. However, starting off a brand new fresh month, it's important to have a quick look. How did May close? And May had some incredible trades, some amazing trades. We pushed up over 3,250 ticks worth of volume. However, the actual body ended up closing here on the future chart with about 100 ticks, which is very, very small. So a very doji close in May, although we still had some great trades in May. Pretty indecisive candle. Couldn't really close above the previous highs, couldn't close below. What I do like on gold is, and it's kind of already playing out, I do like on gold how we're holding this 3,300 level. And I was actually anticipating that this week, last week, would continue pushing up. However, we couldn't quite get there. But the same analysis stands from Friday, guys. Remember, on Friday's session, what we're looking for is gold to come up and liquidate this trend line here. I think a lot of people are probably trying to short here on gold. So I like price to come and squeeze back into 3,400 here. I wasn't expecting it to happen as quick as it has. But my next real levels of interest are 3,400 and the highs back from the 23rd of May. And it looks like we're coming already. I did take a $3,000 trade on Friday in the New York session. I got long. Where did I get long? I got long. Not there. I got long here on Friday. You guys probably saw I posted on my story. I got long here. Once price came down, grabbed the lows. These were, you guys remember on Friday's session, this was the liquidity level that we spoke about. So I got long around here on gold, the break of this high, and got out at these highs for about 100 tick move, which is very, very, very nice. Before then, you ended up having a huge pullback. Before then, having this absolute monster of a move. And this was this is the trend line that we spoke about as well. So we did speak about this on Friday. It's a trend line. Maybe we did speak about this on Friday. I'm not too sure. But we had this beautiful trend line coming down here as well, guys. Remember, you guys know the way that I like to trade trend lines is I like to spot these trend lines, understand what most people are trying to do, and then seeing how we can take advantage of it. So price is coming up to liquidate all of this trend line, which is huge. Absolutely huge, which is unfortunate because I would absolutely love to be in this. The only reason I'm not in this is because the past 2-hour candle or 3-hour candles, there's been no bottom wicks. Or you kind of see on the futures very, very little. Very, very little, guys. Even here, 3 a.m., no bottom wick. 5 a.m., no bottom wick. 6 a.m., no bottom wick. 7 a.m., no bottom wick. So with no bottom wick on these candles, the risk to reward has been very hard for me here to want to chase it. Because if we see, the hourly opening and instantly pushing up, well, that makes me think, okay, cool, that could be a top wick for the candle then to come all the way back down and create that bottom wick. Because we know, 90% of hourly candles on gold have bottom wicks. Bottom wicks on pretty much all of these hourly candles. So to see these past 3 hours, no bottom wicks, straight into some highs, I was like, okay, cool. Maybe this candle, is going to create the top wick and then it's going to wick the resistance and end up coming back down. But yeah, gold has just been absolutely non-stop. So next level's on gold, back at 3,400. Again, I wasn't expecting us to get there today, but gold has other ideas. We do have some news today as well, guys. We got US PMI. We have NFP on Friday. We got JOLTS job openings tomorrow as well. These are based on my Australian times, guys. So if you look at these times, going, what on earth is he looking at? These are Australian times. Let me just see what it is on London times. Any chance of a look at ES before 8 a.m.? Yep, absolutely, man. Let me just have a quick look at the news for the week, and then we can absolutely have a look at ES before the hourly close. Good morning, man. Good morning. But yeah, happy Monday, everyone. Straight in with the analysis today because gold is on a phenomenal move. So London time, we have PMI today, 3 o'clock. We have the Fed speaking at 6 p.m. London time. Tomorrow we have JOLTS job openings at 3 p.m. We have PMI on Wednesday at 3 p.m. And then we have unemployment claims on Thursday. And then obviously we have NFP on Friday, 1:30 London time. So yeah, we're in for a pretty big week. We are in for a pretty big week in the markets. First trading day of the month, and gold is absolutely booming. But yeah, we got to give gold a little bit of time. Obviously, we're looking for longs, guys. We're obviously, we're wanting to buy gold up into all of these liquidity levels, which is just huge. However, I just need to see a good risk reward to be able to get in this. This is a phenomenal push pre-London. So we need to see some bottom wicks in the next, half an hour or so, or at the London Open, and then we'll see if we can continue buying. Anyone who is, if we start rejecting from here, this is great. This is what we want to see. Why? Because this will be a level where most people, are probably trying to do something like this, trying to call the tops, but that's not how gold moves. Am I getting hacked here? What did I just do? There we go. So, yeah, any rejections from here, I think we'll bring in some sellers. And what we want to see is price pull back, and then we want to see if we can get these great longs. So that's what we're looking for overall on gold. We'll drop down to the lower time frame once we get this hourly close. But yeah, we can have a quick look at ES, see what we got for the day. Now, we spoke about some buys on ES on Friday. There's the break-even opportunity on that for price to come up and liquidate these highs. Couldn't quite do it in London, but you did end up doing it towards the end of the New York session before then having a bit of a pullback. So let's do a little bit of gold is just absolutely booming here, guys. Anyone get this on gold? I'm watching gold here on my other chart, and we are again since 4:45 London time, gold almost up 400 ticks, which is insane. Had runners, yeah, nice, yeah, good job. I mean, nice. Yeah, some of you guys are in it, nice. Yeah, we are absolutely mooning here on gold, which is going to be tough for London. That's why we'll have a look at some other markets. Yeah, shout out to Trump, yeah. Let me just turn this down. How do I turn this down? That's up. There we go. Up 1,200 a day. Amazing, Patrick. Beautiful work, man. Yeah, runners are paying. In from 33.16. Nice. Yeah, beautiful. 33.50 on the currency chart. It's beautiful. So let's have a look at ES. Again, let's do a little bit of monthly analysis. I know we did close very, very bullish. Seasonality says that, you know, when you get such a strong close in May, typically June will continue following through. And look at this on ES. This is that beautiful 3-bar reversal, Dakota calls it. Nice morning star play here. Rejecting some massive, massive levels. Like, this is huge. That is one crazy, crazy candle over the past 2 months that we've seen here. As a percent, that's like 24% on ES in 2 months, which is crazy. So overall, this month on ES, continue pushing up, back up into 6,000, 6,100. Very nice level, I would say, for this month, which any guys who are involved in the stocks, this is having a great, great, great move. Let me just change this to 50. Not 509, 50. So yeah, obviously this month, you know, I would love to be following that. I wouldn't really want to be shorting that. Daily time frame, you're grabbing lows, holding resistance, holding support, a little bit of a daily range. But that's a pretty strong liquidity grab on Friday. You know, wicked a lot of lows and then ended up rejecting very, very large, very, very big rejection there to end the day on Friday. So ideally, I'd want to be buying that. Now, what can we see here? Kind of see you came down, you've liquidated some lows. The 4 hour is tapping into previous 4 hour lows and rejecting. So we're clearly at some pretty strong support. Yeah, this looks good to me to pull back up into like 5,900. Looks pretty nice. You're grabbing the lows, closing bullish. So for the guy who did ask about ES, I'll be interested to hear what you are looking for, man. But for me, longs look very nice. You're kind of forming a nice morning star here in the 30-minute. Buying this candle in hindsight would have been very nice. You came down, you grabbed the lows, you held support, having a really nice push up here. So in terms of the intraday levels, maybe pull back into here. If you're not already in longs here, gold's starting to find some resistance, which is good. If you're not already in the longs on ES, I would say if the next 30-minute can come down, give you a bottom wick, I'll be looking to buy up into this resistance here. Something like that. That looks pretty good here. ES to me looks nice for longs, even back up into 5,900. That was a pretty solid closure on Friday. Came down, liquidated some major lows, never closed below. Huge support being formed, and then a massive push up. Where did we tap into? Right into our liquidity level from Friday in the London session, and then ended up having a massive pullback here in Asia today. Big sell-off in here in Asia. Gold squeezing higher, ES having a decent push lower. So yeah, depending on this 30 close here, if you close nice and bullish, I would say ES to continue pushing higher. Looks pretty nice to me. Looks pretty nice. Got wiped on NQ, made it all back on gold longs. Hey man, if that isn't a sign to just stick to gold, I don't know what is. that's why you don't do gold like that. Nah, nice work, man. Yep, nice work. How about the 15-minute flip on gold right now? I think it would make more sense to wait for the London Open. You know, if you put in the 15 break of the high, to me this is extremely overextended. You know, this is a huge push up. I wouldn't, you know, it's not a bad idea. Like if you put in a buy stop on the break of the high, you're trying to play it back up into that next liquidity level. But my only thing is, like, you know, where are you going to have a stop? To me, a stop below the previous 15 wouldn't be safe. I kind of look at this and I go, you know, if I'm gonna buy gold, do I want to buy the highs of gold after we've had a 440 tick push up? Not really. I think waiting for the London Open and maybe some hourly bottom wicks would be nicer. What I would love to see, if we can get it, you would never know, London Open could do anything, maybe buying below this 30-minute low, which is also back down at this massive breakout level that we've just seen here, and then to continue pushing up. Yeah, personally for me, buying on the break of this high, buy on the break of this high, which is around 33.70. I feel like there's a bit of like you're maybe just trying to FOMO into the trade a little bit. I see this huge push up and I go, wow, that's not great if you're not in it, but it also just is what it is. What are your options right now? When gold's had a, what did we say? It was about 400 tick move up, about 450 tick move up pre-London. Not even pre-London, towards the end of Asia. You can do one of two things. You can accept it and wait, or you can start revenge trading, go on tilt. So for me, if I want to be a buyer on gold, I want to look for buys back down here. On gold. Why? Because this is a very nice level that has been held a lot. So in terms of the most logical area of where I would want to drop down to low time frame and look for some longs, back down at 33.55 or somewhere below these previous 30-minute lows. Otherwise, I've just had it before where on the lower time frame you get trapped in along here. It ends up wicking all the way back down before the hourly close. Hourly still holds the resistance, and you look back and you go, oh damn, I was stuck in a buy right at resistance. So for me personally, we got 10 minutes till the London Open. I think it makes more sense just to actually just to wait for that London Open. In normal times, if you still had some nice liquidity targets, taking a break of a 15 high with the breakout, absolutely. Especially when gold has grabbed, a lot of my upside liquidity levels. If I was buying this, I'd be taking profit around here. Would I be adding in new buy positions here? No, personally not. As we got 9 minutes till the London Open here, guys. I don't know why it does that, man. Let me try and mute it. I don't know why it does that. Let me can you give it a try now? Send me something. Maybe that'll do it. I think that should do it. Yeah, cool. I think that should be it, man. That should be it. Yeah, I don't know why it does that. It always picks up her. Yeah, cool. Yeah, that's it, man. All done. Thank you, man. Cool. Nice. So yeah, we'll have a look at some other markets as well, guys. We'll have a look at copper in a second. Some of you guys asked about oil. We can have a look at oil. See what else we got for the day. Because like I say, guys, gold is going to need some breathing room. Although it's not ideal to see gold pushing up so much before we've been able to jump on, you just have to accept it. It is what it is. The nice thing is we finally had a great breakout of this huge range. This was that massive inverse head and shoulders that we were talking about here. Here. Kind of looking for it here. But you come down, squeezed a little bit lower. Kind of held this one. And now you've had this big push up. So you almost had a little... There's another sound. Yeah. Oh, no, wait. No, it will still pick it up. Just because I've muted my volume. It doesn't... Does it not normally do that? How do I mute Discord? I know. I've got it, man. I've got it. Let me mute. Can I keep your message open? Mute this for 1 hour. Mute the Topstep one. Yeah, cool. That's it, man. That's it. Yeah, there we go. That should do it, man. No one message me on Discord anymore. No, that's it. It should be all muted now. I muted my volume thinking that would stop it, but I don't think it actually did. But that should do it. That should do it. So yeah, this is what I was looking for at market open here today. I was looking for longs because you had this massive overall head and shoulders. You also had an intraday head and shoulders here as well with some massive upside liquidity levels. And that's what we really need. We need head and shoulders with some good liquidity levels. And not only is this a head and shoulders, guys, what is this also on a higher time frame? This is also that morning star play. which you can call the morning star, or you can call it that 3-bar reversal. What's this? That exact same thing. That's why these head and shoulders plays are so nice on gold. Why? Because it's the same thing, right? That's, you know, this is this, this is this, and then this is this. That's why we absolutely love the head and shoulders plays on gold. So yeah, I wanted these buys here at the open in Asia today, but you kind of gapped up, had a little pullback, and just you have absolutely boomed here in gold today, which is nice. You know, this is good. I still think, you know, whether it comes in today or whether it comes in tomorrow, you know, we have this whole next, you know, 400 and plus tick range, easy trade up into 3,400. So though, you know, it may be frustrating if you're not in from down here, but this is actually a very decent breakout. And if we can get some nice pullbacks, you know, whether it comes in London or whether it comes in pre-New York, continuing to buy up into 3,400 is still going to give us a very, very, very big trade. That's a trade I don't want to miss out on. Yeah, Discord notification. I just smoke alarms are going off. Yeah, someone said my smoke alarms were going off in one of my videos. If it wasn't, it was on my trading view notifications. Someone thought it was a smoke alarm. Someone said you need to change your. One of the guys said you need to change your batteries in the smoke alarm. The smoke alarm's going off. I'm like, I was like reading. I was like, what? And I was like, oh, the trading view notifications. The trading view notifications sound like the sound that your fire alarm makes when you need to change the batteries. Yeah. How long we got? We've got 5 minutes till the London Open here, guys. Gold's starting to have a little bit of a pullback, which is giving this hourly a nice wick rejection, which is good because that could give us some targets. If this next hourly can instantly open and push down, then great. We've got buys to continue pushing up into here. So we do still have ranges here today in London, guys. You just need to wait and get a good pullback and a good risk to reward. So we'll drop down. Let's see. Yeah, I think buying below here to me would be a great option. If we can squeeze down here, form like a nice morning star, beautiful. Do you prefer to focus on the psychological levels on the futures or spot? Both, to be honest, man, both. Mainly the spot chart, but I'll still look at them on the futures chart as well. Like you had this beautiful bounce from 3,300 on the futures chart on Friday, but on the spot chart, you weren't really at anything that significant, other than maybe like the 75s. But I kind of watch both. Yeah, I watch both. More so the spot chart. Like you can kind of see here, gold futures chart's already broken through 33.50. On the spot chart, you're not there yet, so we do still have a little bit of room. Yeah, but I do like to watch both, but mainly, mainly the spot chart, man. Yeah, that's also the reason why I haven't bought these longs, man, because there's no bottom wick on that 4 hour. That's what's made this whole push up so tough, especially here on the future chart. Like both of these 4 hour candles have little to no bottom wick. Which, how often do we see gold push up on a 4 hour time frame with no bottom wick? Well, let's see if we can find one together. Even here, a very, very minor one. Very little. So you can kind of see maybe back on the 20th. But we can see pretty much all 4 hour candles have a bottom wick. So what does that mean? What does that tell us? Well, it tells us when this candle is currently forming, if there's no bottom wick, it means it can be created at any point. And that's what gold loves to do. It loves to get you trapped in with these top wicks. You try to jump in before the candle closes, then you end up getting trapped in a massive wick rejection. So that's the reason I haven't jumped in these longs yet. But to be honest, it wouldn't surprise me now, looking at how as strong as we are, that we don't just close bullish with no bottom wick. But we'll see. But yeah, if I get, intraday breakout and I still have some targets, yeah, I'll still take my scalps. I'm not trading the 4 hour time frame, although it is important to see where it's at. If the lower time frame is just continuing to break out, I just want to be following that, because you can still get your 20, 30, 40 plus tick scalp, within whatever this candle does. But yeah, it's the reason I haven't bought just yet, because it's the first hour of this 4 hours. Well, okay, if the 4 hour is going to close bullish, well then I don't want to jump in the top wick of the first 4 hour. I want to see how it's going to close, maybe like halfway through or at least an hour into it, which is right now looking very strong. Very, very strong. So we got London Open in about 1 minute here, guys. London Open in about 1 minute. And gold is having a phenomenal, phenomenal push. So next resistance level on gold, 33.76. 33.76, 75. Yeah, 75, nice key level as well. Actually, it's probably a nicer level. Let's actually put that on there. Sometimes I look at the 75s and the 50s in between as well. So 33.75. Let's make this one. Yeah, 33.75 could be a nice target. Look at that. If we look here, big resistance, big resistance, big resistance. Lots of manipulation around here. So from where the dotted line is, which is priced right now, up into here, still a 70 tick range. So if this next hour can open, up instantly push down, great. We can look for these. We can look for these London open buys. Do I look at gamma levels? No, I don't use gamma levels, man. I don't. Let's have a look at copper, guys. Whilst we wait for Goldie to give us something. Huge trendline breakout on copper. I believe we spoke about this on Friday. Massive trendline breakout there. Again, you guys know the way we love to trade trendlines. I think we spoke about this on Friday stream, I believe. I'm not 100% sure. You guys probably remember. But yeah, huge trendline coming down. If we see something like that, do we want to be selling that trendline? Absolutely not. We want to be looking to buy the breakouts. Buy into the trendline liquidity. And again, it's kind of happened right at the open here on copper as well. You know, copper's up like almost 4%, which is huge. So what could you see on copper for the rest of the day? Again, I think it's, you know, it's pretty similar to gold. I overall like copper to continue pushing up into $5. Instant top wick here on gold in the open, guys. We got London open right now, coming up for an instant top wick. So yeah, I look at this on copper. You know, buying up into these highs, back up into $5 makes the most sense. Again, no bottom wick on this weekly is crazy. How often do we see that? So it's kind of similar to gold, you know. Although I do believe copper is going to continue pushing into $5. Do I want to be a buyer here? Not really. Why? Because I feel like you're just kind of chasing this move. So copper is going to be tough today as well, guys. I think NQ and ES are probably going to shape up nicer, to be honest. Let me just have a quick look at gold at the open before we have a look at NQ. Yeah, happy London open, absolutely. So yeah, very, very strong pre-London close here on gold. Hourly time frame, look at that, huge closure. Huge closure. Opened, instantly pushed into the highs. So could we be coming for a bit of a pullback? Maybe. Gold's extremely overextended, guys. So it's very, very difficult for us to do anything on gold up here other than either let it pull back or just let it do its thing, pretty much. Yeah, we can have a look at NQ. NQ's probably looking similar to ES. Look at that. That was the highs that we spoke about on Friday, guys. You see how NQ didn't grab these highs? Now, why does that not really matter? Because they got grabbed on ES. See? ES liquidate the highs. NQ doesn't need to. You have that pullback. So if you were just watching NQ trying to buy up into these highs and you didn't take profit, well, you need to correlate the two. And you can see ES came up, grabbed the highs. Nice pullback. Cool. NQ doesn't need to. So let's clean this up for a second. Where's our next levels here on NQ? So we've got 2100 there. 21.5 looks like a nice level. Now let's have a look at this monthly. It's going to be very similar to ES. We're closing very, very bullish in May. And we're coming down for an instant bottom wick. Yeah, look at this, guys. Look at that rejection April. Insane. Grab the lows. Huge, massive buys in April. In May. So I would say for June, continue pushing up into the high of May. So same thing. What did you do? You kind of grabbed some highs, you closed bearish. You had a huge rejection on Friday. So you grabbed highs, closed bearish, grabbed lows, kind of held support. Would I want to be a seller here on NQ? Not really, to be honest. I think if you were selling NQ, it was probably in Asia. But now that we're tapping into previous lows, you could be forming a 4-hour morning star there. So I personally would be looking to buy that, which is kind of playing right now. Where would you be a buy up into? Maybe back up into, let me go back up into what, 2130-ish, 2128 looks pretty nice. But yeah, NQ and ES looks longs look good, pretty much from where we're at. To be honest, you came down, you grabbed loads, you held support. Like, you probably want to be buying this already if you guys do trade this. Grab the highs, held resistance, re-breaking the highs. So I mean, buying here, risking here. See if you can play this range. Not the worst range. I'm not going to start trading NQ just because gold has had a push. But for you guys who do trade NQ, yeah, that's looking pretty good for longs, which could mean, not always, you do have that gold correlation. So gold potentially could have a pullback. Could potentially see a pullback. But yeah, be very careful on gold today, guys. Be very careful. Only for London, like I say, this is a monster of a push up, which I really wanted to be in. Like I said, I was trying to get it from Friday. I was trying to hold it for a bigger play on Friday, but I took profit on that one. But yeah, that was my whole idea for buys on Friday, buying up into this high here that we spoke about on our Friday stream. And it couldn't even happen on Friday, which I was quite surprised about, especially with that daily, Friday closing bearish. The reason I wasn't interested in shorts today is because, to me, this is a trap. People short here, set a stop options above here and here. So overall, we want to continue being buyers on gold. However, I won't be buying from here because I have no risk to reward. If I buy from here, price could easily pull all the way back down to 33.55, stop me out before then hit my high. So there's a fine line between following the markets and also chasing the markets. If I want to be following the markets, that's great, but I want to be doing it at a logical area. And to me, that's back down here. If it keeps pushing from here, that's fine. That's just not my trade. So be it. Won't be the last one. And you guys who are already in the buys, you guys have any runners at all? Just closed. Yeah, nice. Yeah, good hold, man. Up 1,200 on the day is amazing, Patrick, as well, man. Nice work. First thing on a Monday. First thing on the first day of June. That's very nice. I thought I was happy with my $300 scalp here. I took this little scalp here at 5:30, and yeah, I thought I was happy with my $300. And then before you know it, massive push. That was about trade there. The trade I took on Friday, it was on the Asia account here. Thanks. Yeah, beautiful hole, man. Beautiful hole. Where did you get it from, Patrick? Did you get it from? Are you buying pre-London? But yeah, we got NFP this week as well, guys. NFP week, always a big week. 400 across 3 XFAs. Yeah, nice, man. Nice. 400 across 3 XFAs, amazing. That's good, man. That's beautiful work. Visits on place last week? No, I don't think so, man. I'm going to Melbourne this weekend. We're gonna do a little Traders Club meetup. We're going to Melbourne this weekend, which is my first time in Melbourne. Considering I've been in Australia for 2.5 years, I haven't actually seen that much of Australia. I've been to obviously Gold Coast, Brisbane, Sunshine Coast, Sydney. I've never been to Melbourne. I haven't been to Perth yet. So I'm going to Melbourne this weekend for a couple of days, which will be nice. You guys will join me. Actually, you guys will join me there on Friday. We'll do Friday stream from Melbourne. Entry was 49.7. Nice. 49.7. Yeah, beautiful. Yeah, back down here. 49.7. Yeah, nice. You had that nice target there as well. Yeah, beautiful, man. Yep. Nice thing about buying there as opposed to buying here is you had clear targets. And it wasn't as overextended as it is here. Yeah, that was an easy target. Very easy target. How did my Discord notification just go off? Oh, someone messaged me privately. That's alright, we'll let you off. I was going to say, how did that just go off again? Yeah. I'm from Sydney now in London. Oh, nice, man. I've done the opposite to you. It's going to be cold. Yes, it is going to be cold. Yeah, that's very true. I need to take a jacket. Plan to have a meet? Yeah, definitely, man. Definitely. Yep, we'll do one for sure. I'm heading up to Europe in August, but yeah, absolutely, man. No, I'm in the Gold Coast. Shout in Perth. Yeah, 100%, man. Maybe July time I'll try to get down to Perth, which would be cool. We'll meet up for sure. Yeah, Goldie's having a crazy one here. Let's have a look at oil. What do you guys asked about oil? I remember, guys, it's the first day of the month. You know, obviously it's a huge push on gold. It would be absolutely fantastic to be in it. But if we're not, guess what? It's not going to be any trade this week. It's not going to be any trade this month. It's probably not going to be any trade today. It's just not going to be the only trade right now. Because the spot trigger, yeah, it's nice. That's good. That's good, man. That's how you like to do it. Because sometimes the spot chart will grab it, futures doesn't need to. So that's good, man. That's good. Liquidity levels from Friday on oil. Price coming back down into that $60 region. We came back down to 60. Let's get that on there. Ah, there we go, man. So I need to mute all of them. Legend. There we go. I can unmute everyone's chat. There we go. Okay, cool. Unmuted my own server. I can unmute my server now. Unmute Topstep. Unmute our chat. Yeah, nice. Thank you, man. There we go. Beautiful. Beautiful. Gold's still squeezing higher, guys. Look at this. Goldie's still squeezing higher. Let me come back to oil. There's that 15 break. Again, it's just too risky for me. It's just too risky. You're taking the break high, you get tagged in before it pulls back. But you're up another 40 ticks. This is huge, absolutely huge. This may be one of the biggest moves we've seen on gold in a while. When was the last time we saw London move this much? What, back in yeah, last week again. Look at what time it started, 4:30. Look at what time this started today, 4:30. Which has happened a few times recently, which is not something you see very often. What time is this? That was New York. Again, like, not really, not on that day so much. But yeah, I've seen it a lot recently. Gold has been having these like 4:30 moves, and it has been absolutely going crazy. Kind of same thing here today. You know, the actual I don't need help. The actual buys here, you know, started from 4:30, which is crazy. From 4:30 London time, like we filled almost a 500 tick range, which is insane. That's insane. And you guys are maybe new to gold. 500 ticks in a day is huge. 500 ticks pre-London is insane. Absolutely insane. But yeah, let's have a look at oil before we start FOMOing into gold. We're gonna have to let gold do its thing for now, guys. You know, like I say, it's unfortunate, it's not ideal, but you know, it's uncontrollable, and we just have to accept it. Oil had a beautiful bounce off the 60s on Friday. Again, same thing as gold. You know, this would have been great buys here today. You grabbed the lows, you held support. However, market open, you just pushed. I do still believe you're going to see some more upside on crude, which is a little bit nicer than gold because there's still more room to come up and squeeze this trend line. Looks pretty nice to me. Let's get rid of these levels. Let me put this. Let's get this. Let's go. And remember, guys, keep these levels on your charts because they hit pretty well even for the other sessions. You know, many of times we jump back on the next day and see how well they have hit. So be sure to keep these levels on your charts, which on gold right now is 3,400. And always look back the next day and see how well they got hit. So oil having a fantastic push. Again, same thing as gold. You know, if I'm going to be a buyer on oil, where do I want to be a buyer? I want to be a buyer back down at a most logical level because I don't want to chase the markets. I want to follow them. And if I want to follow them, I want to do it at a logical area. And for me, back down at 62.5s-ish, maybe below. If you're already grabbing the lows, you're kind of tapping into the lows. I would like to see oil have a bit of a pullback and then to continue buying this breakout back up into 64 looks nice. How did the monthly close on oil? Again, guys, remember, you know, we don't look at the monthly very often, but it's important just to have a look. See how your monthly candle closed. Wow, look at that. You have some huge trend lines coming down here as well. Oil back down, back up to 70 soon. Could be nice. But yeah, oil back at bouncing from levels of support from 21, which is huge. 4 years later, we're still bouncing off this support. Last month's high looks like a very nice target, which coincidentally sits right around that 65 level. So I'm going to change this to 65. 65 looks much nicer. Maybe not that high. Probably just 65. Yeah, there we go. weekly time frame here on crude. What can we see? Kind of wicking highs, wicking lows, holding support. I do prefer the longs. You also have a pretty perfect weekly double top here as well. And although I don't trade crude very often, gold is absolutely booming here, guys. Gold is absolutely booming. I assume there has been some... I know there was some news over the weekend, but has there been any more news here in the London session? Or was the London session just reacting to the news and just absolutely ripping gold? Let me have a quick look. I don't believe so. There was the news over the weekend, but maybe that's the London markets digesting that. I guess. That's huge. That is absolutely huge. Yeah, gold moves. Yeah, gold moves very well during the Asian session. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, just the tariff news. Yeah. Hey man, trading the combine. What's the rule on how you profit? It's not just to do 50% in one trade or 50% in one day. Yeah, just don't make more than 50% in one day on the combine, man. So if you've got a target of 1,500, the max you really will be doing is like, 1,400. I would spread it off minimum like 3 to 5 days, to be honest. If you go over, then yeah, you'll probably have to do a little bit more. Oh, nice, Jay. I didn't realize that was you, man. Appreciate you tuning in, man. Hope you're doing well as well. Good to have you in here, man. Shout from Jay. How's that Jersey weather, man? Is it? That's probably getting warmer for you, actually. It's getting colder here in Australia. It's probably getting warmer for you guys. But yeah, on the 50k, man, you don't want to make more than 50% of your profit target, which is so you got a profit target of 3,000. So you don't want to make more than 1,500 in a day. If you do make more, you don't have to start again. You just have to make more the next day. First time in hearing your segment. Good stuff. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. Considering gold's absolutely booming and we can't really touch it, I appreciate it. So yeah, oil to me, guys, overall, again, it's just a high time frame outlook. Buys up into 65. I would imagine, any rejection from here, you'll be getting a lot of people trying to jump in some big swing sells, which to me brings in a lot of liquidity. Yeah, gold is just nuts here, guys. Don't chase, guys. Gold. Certainly don't short gold. That's one thing to not do. Don't short gold. Yeah, not as hot as here. Yeah, it's getting colder here, actually, man. It's getting cold. I'm wearing a jumper today for the first time in like a year, I guess. Yeah, I wish I held at least one runner. I know, man. I know. I was in gold from where was I in gold from? I was in gold from 37.3. I was looking at oil, wondering why I didn't know why not. But I was in I'll have a quick look at oil in a second. I was in longs from here. But again, where is I in longs from? Here somewhere, 33.7, 33.73, somewhere like that. And I was just playing this little scalp into these highs. I'd be retired if I was still in this. You guys wouldn't see me here anymore. I'd be done for the year. I'd be done for the month. I'll see you guys next month. That's a $4,000 trade with just one contract. And like sometimes you can look at that and go, damn, I wish I would have held runners, but my plan wasn't to buy here and get out here. If that was my plan and I got out here, then yeah, I'd be looking back and go, damn, like why did I not hold that? But my plan was just buying up into price, liquidating these highs for just a pre-London scalp. It's very easy to look back and go, damn, if I'd held this, I would have made this much money and beat yourself up. It's like, did you follow your plan? Did you exit at where you said you would exit? Yes. Amazing. Good job. But yeah, this is insane. Look at this, guys. This is absolutely huge. Coming right up for that 3,400 level. You have to be careful in probably New York, in gold, or even New York today, guys. This is a huge move. So yeah, oil again. Oil looks nice. Buys up into this double top. Maybe up into at least Thursday's high in terms of an intraday move. Yeah, don't even watch gold right now, guys. If you feel like you're gonna get FOMO watching gold, just don't watch it. That's what gold wants you to do. It's just absolutely booming. So yeah, oil intraday buys back up into 63. Looks nice. You came down, you just grabbed lows, you're holding support, you're starting to re-break back higher. How big of a range is this? What, 45 ticks? Not bad. not the biggest of range, but probably a high probability setup. Much more probability than gold. Is NQ selling off with gold booming, or is NQ, yeah, NQ's squeezing higher, gold's still squeezing higher? That's crazy. Look at gold, guys. That is absolutely insane. Right up into our first liquidity level there. Give him Russell a crack. Nice. Let's have a look at the Russell, man. They're very, very rare. Look at the Russell. Nice 15-minute breakout. Yeah, I like that. I like that. Let's have a look at the Russell. Oh, yeah, nice, nice. I like that. Let's have a look. Have a quick look at the daily. Massive daily support. Yeah, follows NQ and ES. Yeah, nice, nice, nice. Looks like it's lagging a bit behind, which is probably good. Same again. Grabbing previous 4-hour lows, holding massive support. Oh, nice, Jay. 146 ticks. Amazing, man. Great, great, great trade. Yeah, wow. Huge. Amazing trade. So now the next day, you just have to make... Oh, I wouldn't even focus on that's an incredible trade, an incredible day. So now you've positioned yourself very, very well, man. Yeah, nice one, Jay. Sounds good, man. I'll be back in August as well, man. So if you want to catch up for a coffee sometime, drop me a message on Discord, man. We'll catch up. Enjoy your morning as well, man. Great trade there. Beautiful trade. Yeah, Russell, again, I think it's a great idea. Holding massive support. All right, bro, thanks for your time. Yeah, appreciate it, man. Talk to you soon. Everyone's leaving me because gold's booming. I don't blame you guys, to be honest. When gold's pushing this much, what are your options? Sit through the pain of watching gold just absolutely boom, or just accept it and walk away. So good discipline. Yeah, nice push there. Grab the previous lows. Start to re-break back higher. I like that, Craig. I like that, man. Got a nice little trend line coming down as well. Maybe back up into these areas. I'm not sure what you have for the target. Oh, you got the trend line. You beat me to it, man. Yeah, back up into that. Looks good. Even up to here. I like that. That looks good. Same as NQ. NQ looks good. Could we take NQ on a combine just to have a shot? I'm training my mental discipline by watching and slapping my hand away from the mouse. Yeah, that's one way to do it, man. That's one way to do it. It is a crazy move. Again, and that's the good thing about Topstep here, guys, is like if, gold's having this absolutely phenomenal move, and if you haven't managed to catch it, just lock yourself out for an hour, or like lock yourself out for a custom amount of time. If you feel like, I'm getting the urge to do something here that I know I shouldn't do, just lock yourself out. Let me come back in an hour. That's, that's the good thing about having this lockout feature on Topstep. You don't have to lock yourself out all day if you want to. I mean, not that it's a bad idea. But yeah, well, I mean, or you can just do what Ian's doing. You can just slap your hand away from the mouse if you want to. Can I trade that? I don't know, can you trade that? Yeah, that's crazy. RBOB? What's that? Oh wow, I know. I've never looked at this in my life. So this is the first time for everything here. I've never looked at this in my life. Let's have a look together. Maybe this is the secret gem that we're missing. No, I wouldn't. I can't say that about gold. Follows crude. Nice. Oh, nice. Okay. Like, yes. Thank you. Cool. Wow. Look at this. Okay. Yeah. RBN 25. Yeah. Okay. So huge support. Let's have a look. Don't take my analysis here with a pinch of salt. Like I said, it's my first time ever looking, so I'm going to look at it the same way I would look at gold. Again, I don't know if it grabs trendline liquidity, but big trendline coming up. You've grabbed some daily highs. You've had a nice bit of a sell-off here. Big support, though. 4-hour time frame. Pretty nice morning star there playing out. They're kind of already having a big squeeze, so I would, you know, you'd probably want to be a buyer up into these areas, but now you're kind of coming back up into these levels. I would be wary of potential pullbacks from here. Where could you potentially pull back up into? Maybe back down into what's this, 190, 198-ish, 199. That's a pretty huge level. If you break above, then you know you could have some great buys here and here. So you've got two pretty decent liquidity levels. It's the 4-hour time frame anyway. Let's have a look at the hourly. Yeah, it kind of looks pretty similar to gold actually. You came down, you grabbed the lows, you closed bullish, you're pushing up. Candle formations are obviously very different. I can see a lot of candles with no top and bottom wicks, but that's obviously just the way that it moves, not like gold. Again, no bottom wick, no bottom wick. So yeah, you know, this grab the lows and this bullish closure. If you're buying this 8 AM candle, that looks good. Where would I be looking to manage? Maybe back up in these areas, which is back at what? 206-ish, 206, 207s, 206.5. Looks pretty good to continue filling in this little range here. So it's my first time ever looking at this, so take my analysis with a pinch of salt here. But you're having a pretty decent drive here. You know, third drive into the highs here as well. 1, 2, 3. Before you could maybe, again, if this was gold, I'd probably be looking at something like this before them potentially coming up like this. Could maybe come and print a sort of here in the New York session before then having a larger push higher. Is there, assuming the euro is probably moving like crazy with gold as well. Yeah, euro squeezing higher. That is huge, which means the US dollar is having a huge sell-off, guys. US dollar is having a massive, massive, massive sell-off. Can I share this screen with you guys quick? Let me see if I can share this. Hopefully I don't break it. Can you guys see that? Quick little look there. Yeah, US dollar having a huge sell-off here, guys. Absolutely massive sell-off. But, you know, again, what's interesting is, you know, we have a quick look at the US dollar here. This monthly is opening and instantly pushing down. So could this be just one big massive wick on the bottom wick of this, you know, could we be tapping into May's lows here on the US dollar before finding some support and finally having a pullback? Maybe. You know, if this was going to be a bearish month for the US dollar, well, we'd anticipate a top wick first. So I kind of look at this and go, okay, cool, maybe we're coming down, I'm going to grab some lows. Before then, by the time this monthly candle closes, and be watching this, guys, you know, we can easily close back into this range, close back above 100, and this could be, you know, this was a huge liquidity grab of the highs of the range. Could this be a huge liquidity grab of the lows of the range? And then we're going to find some strength? We'll have to see. The fundamentals will be a big decider for such a move like that. But just having a quick, brief look at this US dollar play, to me, this is a phenomenal push down that we've seen since February. Would it be too surprising to see us finally start to correct some of this? Not really. Which US dollar strength, potential gold weakness, not obviously, you know, I'm not saying right now we're going to turn around, but just as a, you know, as a high time frame outlook, it really wouldn't be too surprising. So if you guys do watch the US dollar, I'd be watching below previous monthly lows, which is also what I'm looking at here for gold, except we're not quite, oh wow, we're almost, wow, that's crazy. I was going to say we're nowhere near last month's high, but we're basically there. What am I talking about? That's not gold. I was going to say gold isn't there just yet, right? Let's have a look. Yeah, I can say, yeah, gold, that was the euro. Gold's nowhere near there. So it'll be interesting to see if gold can get that high. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me, but it's, you know, is it going to do it this early on? Oh, I don't think so. Let me just go back to my chart here. And this is a phenomenal push, guys. Phenomenal push. Anything else you guys are looking at? Feel free to send it over. Feel free to ask over any questions as well, guys. You know, we use this time to study. Yeah, wow, look at that big sell-off on NQ. Yep, look at that. Huge. Where did you tap into? Oh, look at that. Didn't quite get back above there. big squeeze lower. I mean, gold ripping high. It's about time that they catch up. So could you be now coming down for these lows? Look at this, guys. Wow, look at that. Grab the highs. Potential big breakout there. ES doing the same. Let's have a look. Yeah, look at that. Big push. Came up. So you never quite closed back above the resistance. Grab the highs. Now you're squeezing lower. So could you be coming down for Friday's lows? Yeah, I would assume. Let me just have a quick look, guys. Here we go. Right, what we got here? What we got here? Trump tariffs are temporarily reinstated. Let's have a look here. Yeah, look at that. EDSD time to creep back towards 65. Nice. Gotta go. Thanks to the gem. Say, yep, nice one, man. See you tomorrow. Lots of uncertainty coming into June again. But again, you know, all of these headline news, what come on the first day of June, is going to have any impact towards the end of the month. That's crazy. So yeah, I mean, wow, look at that. ES and Q selling off there, guys. You'll probably see them come down for Friday's low now. Any rejection from here, you're bringing some buyers. Stop sitting down just below there. Yeah, gold trying to pull back. It's kind of the first rejection we have seen on gold all morning, which is insane. Some huge market moves this morning, guys. If you guys are still flat on the day, you know, don't FOMO into anything, guys. We're getting some very, very, very big uncertain moves here. That was a very strong close on ES. That's right, NQ. If you re-break the low, could you continue pushing lower? Yeah, I'd probably say so. I would say so. If you re-break down here, could you come all the way back down to here? I would imagine so. Let's see. Yeah, gold's starting to find some resistance as well, but look at this move on gold, guys. This is huge. Absolutely huge. Absolutely huge. Yeah, be careful today, guys. Like I say, you know, it'd be great if we were already in these moves, but wow. Just a bit 1K on the dump. Nice. Is copper moving as well? Let's have a look. Yeah, copper still absolutely booming. Absolutely booming. It's quite nice how you can see NQ tapped right into the highs, grabbed the highs, big closure back below. Didn't take that 50-minute FVG long. Which one? 50-minute long. I mean, that's why you got to be careful. You know, you're taking a 50-minute breakout at 30 level of resistance. That's what we always talk about. You got to be careful taking a 15-minute breakout when the hourly and 30-minute hasn't actually broken out yet. You know, you got 1, 2, 3 hours of holding resistance. So, you know, a 15-minute breakout, and that's what gold absolutely loves to do as well. Gold loves to do them 15-minute fakeouts at higher time frame levels of resistance. We took that trade last week based off that. You guys know that gold absolutely loves them trades. It's nice to see NQ. Like I say, I don't trade NQ, but it's nice to see NQ doing the same thing. It breaks above the resistance and then smashes straight back below. And then you go look at the 30-minute time frame and you go, ah, damn, I tried to take a 15-minute breakout at 30 level of resistance. It just doesn't make much sense. Or if you do want to take that sort of anticipation trade, just, you know, keep that at the back of your mind. That it is riskier. It's risky to take a 15-minute breakout when the 30-minute and hourly hasn't actually closed above. And that is a strong break as well. Very, very strong break. Let's get rid of all these levels here. Whilst gold is still absolutely going for it. Gold is having a phenomenal run, guys. But again, this is why I like doing these streams with you guys, because, you know, if you were on your own right now, you may be trying to jump in buys, then trying to jump in sells, then trying to jump in buys, and before you know it, you just got absolutely wiped out for the day. Whereas we're staying very patient, and patience pays. I just passed my first 50k combine. Amazing, man. Beautiful work. Well done. On a day like today, that's amazing work, man. Very, very well done. You're starting June off right. Now you've got that month, that account for, you know, the whole entire month. So you've set yourself up very well for the month, man. So don't don't go too crazy on it this week. Having a fresh combine and a fresh first past account for the week is amazing, man. For the month, I should say, is incredible work. Absolutely beautiful work. Yeah, it was. I agree. It was a very strong grab. I was actually like an NQ for longs. But you couldn't quite close above. Straight back below. Huge. Absolutely huge. Same as is there a way to stop the drawings coming across? Like if I delete my drawings here, they're gonna delete on both charts. No? Wait, if I delete everything of this one. Oh, wait, did it? Yes. Oh, sorry. Yeah, I mean my target on gold is 3,400. That's where I was trying to buy gold up into today. But gold today just opened and just ripped. Yeah, but that's what I was trying to do on Friday. I was trying to buy gold into 3,400 on Friday. Here. Still got a decent amount of it, but yeah, this is the push that I was trying to take on Friday. Remember you guys we spoke about this on Friday from around here. You end up just squeezing a little bit lower and then absolutely booming. Absolutely booming. So for the guys who for the New York trading guys, it's probably going to be pretty difficult, even for New York today, guys. This is a phenomenal push. I'll change the color link in the... Oh, yeah, this here. Yeah, cool. I'll do that, man. I'll do that. I can do that. All right, mate. Hey, man. Hey, Matt. Quick question. How do you see the difference between GCQ and GC1 on TradingView? On TradingView, I mean, this is Topstep X here, but on TradingView, I would just use the GC1 because that's just the one that automatically rolls over. I don't use that on TradingView, but if you're using it on TradingView, I would just stick to the GC1, man. Yeah, gold so strong this morning, man. I know, it's absolutely incredible. It was based off news over the weekend. It just happened at a crazy time. Happened at like 5 a.m. again, which is just huge. You know, since the London Open, you know, you can look back and you go, oh damn, you know, I should have bought here. But if you try and trade like that on gold, you try and buy the tops after such a huge move, you can get caught in like 200 plus tick pullbacks. You know, blow your daily loss limit. So, you know, you can look at this and you can go, oh, damn, if I had bought the break of this high today, I could have made 100 ticks. Yeah, that's true. But you also could have lost 200 plus and you could have just wiped out your whole entire account. So we can't just look at what we could have made. We also have to look at the potential downside. So since the London Open, which is right here, you know, we've squeezed up a little bit, but you've still had the majority of this push before London's even opened, which is, like I say, it's absolutely massive, and it's purely fundamentally driven as well. So like I say, although it would be, you know, amazing to have been in this. Maybe you can see Sammy moaning in the background. Can you guys see Sammy? I don't think so. Kind of. Sammy's not too happy with this gold push either. Oh, look at me. Come here, buddy. No, he doesn't. Sammy doesn't want to come today. Sammy's not happy. Sammy's not happy with gold today. He's sitting it out. He's like, nah, I'm not watching this. I'll be over here. Yeah. Again, you know, this is one thing you definitely don't want to be doing. Is don't FOMO into this in the sense of trying to actually trade against this. Gold is not one to try and trade against, guys. You try and trade against gold, you'll lose a lot of money. Don't. Whatever you do, don't do that. You know, we just have to accept it and wait. It doesn't happen very often, but you know, when it does, it just is what it is. It's nothing that we can. It's nothing that we can control. All we can control is what we decide to do with this information. You know, we can't control gold going up or gold going down. We can only control what we decide to press and what we decide to do. So if you feel like you have some, yeah, Kelby, did you see him? That's crazy. How did you know that from there? That's crazy. Yeah, we can only, you know, we don't control this. We just control what we do. And if you feel like you have, you know, fear of missing out right now, which is okay. You know, don't beat yourself up if you have FOMO. You just have to accept it, be aware of it, and just walk away for now, or come back tomorrow. It's not going to be the only time gold's going to have a nice move, guys. We got plenty of times. Is NQ on the recovery again? Yeah, look at this price action, guys. Like I say, be careful, guys. I think a lot of people are going to be getting wiped out here on gold. Sorry, NQ and gold. You know, 1 minute you're jumping in longs, next minute you're jumping in sells, next minute you're jumping in longs, and before you know it, you just jumped in every possible direction. Whereas for us, you know, the reason I haven't jumped in anything just yet, guys, is because there's a lot of uncertainty here, and there's a lot of unpredictable moves, I guess you could say. Now you can. Can you guys on YouTube see Sammy? That's what Sammy thinks of gold today. Oh, I can't get him in. That's what Sammy thinks of gold today. Sammy's like, nah, I'm in the corner. I'm done. I'm not trading today. It's his first day of the month. He's already sulking in the corner. What's wrong, buddy? Sammy's not happy with the first day of the month. Sammy said to himself over the weekend, you know, new month, new me. And he's gone all in on the first day of the month. Thank you, buddy. Yep, absolutely, man. I like that. Only thing to jump in is your tested setup. Absolutely, absolutely. That's it. Follow the plan. Trade the plan. Don't trade the emotions. Recognize the emotions and be aware of them, and be okay with taking a step back and trade the plan. Absolutely. I mean, you know, could this be another a liquidity grab here on NQ? Maybe. I mean, would I be trading NQ at this current hour? Not really. I mean, if you get back above, you know, I like the fake out buys on NQ, but given the wicks that we're getting, it would have to be at least back above this 30 level. That's the only place I would consider fake out buys on NQ. And to be honest, it would probably be an hourly breakout as well. Crude dumped, really. Gold's still holding up pretty well. It's way too overextended for me, but yeah, look at that. Crude's in a bit of a range. Kind of grabbed some highs, closed bearish. Is that a little double bottom? Kind of. Again, also just probably a little bit of range. The only market that's not going absolutely crazy right now. Look at that. Look at this on even on copper here, guys. Look at this since the open. This is just like mad, absolutely mad. Yes, Sammy used the lockout feature till New York. I think Sammy's locked himself out for the month. Sammy's locked himself out for the month, I think. Let's see, is ES trying to recover as well? Yeah, again, you know, maybe shorts on the break of the lows down into Friday's lows, or closure back above and potential longs. Be very careful in here. If you break the lows, cool, you could have some shorts. If you break above, you could have some longs back up into here. Yeah, NQ, you just need to wait. 100%, man. Let the markets come to you. That's it. You know, 90% of trading is waiting. Letting the markets come to you. Follow the plan. Other than gold. Gold is just nuts. I do still believe, guys, you know, next levels on gold, it's going to be 3,400. But again, am I going to be buying it here? I'm not going to be buying it here, of course not. Let's get rid of these. I got the wrong chart on here. Here. Yeah, next level on gold will be 3,400. But again, you know, I can't buy it from here, which is really unfortunate. I can't buy it from here, and I also will absolutely not sell it from here. I certainly will not sell gold today. So yeah, gold is just on a crazy move today, guys, which is, it's okay. It is what it is. You guys, give me 2 seconds. So yeah, with that being said, guys, you know, been on for about an hour and a half, hour and 15 minutes. Markets are having some incredible moves today, guys, and probably not in the best way. You know, gold's already had a huge move today. NQ is creating a little bit of a range. It's the first day of the month. We have all week to trade together as well, guys. So I'll keep this short and sweet today for you guys. I don't want you guys to FOMO into anything. I can see there's going to be no trades for me right now on gold. So I'll take it easy. I'll head home, probably have some dinner, and come back with you guys tomorrow. So I appreciate you guys taking the time to tune in. Hope Hopefully, guys, did get some value. Hopefully, you also stayed patient. Tomorrow is a brand new day, guys. So trade safe for the rest of the day, guys. We have all week to take trades together. And I'll see you guys same time again tomorrow, 7:30 London time. Trade safe, guys. I'll talk to you all soon. Peace.